You may have noticed that groceries are more expensive when you visit your local supermarket. Prices have increased across the board, making our cost of living more expensive. This is caused by inflation. And as of December of 2022, the inflation rate in Canada is 6.3%, and in the US, it is 6.5%. Hi everyone, I'm Eileen, and in this video, we'll be discussing inflation. So, what is inflation? To simply put it, inflation is the rise in the average level of prices over time. It measures how much more expensive a set of goods and services has become over a certain period, typically in a year. Inflation slowly decreases your money's purchasing power. For example, I personally noticed that when I purchase items such as bacon and toilet paper at Costco, that the prices have increased. In 2019, bacon used to be $20 a pack, and a pack of toilet paper was $23. At one point in 2022, the price of bacon went up to $25 a pack, and a pack of toilet paper was $28. Both products have increased by 20% over 3 years. Consumers' cost of living depends on the prices of many goods and services and the share of each in the household budget. Government agencies conduct household surveys to identify a basket of commonly purchased items and track the cost of purchasing these items over time. This is called Consumers Price Index, or CPI. In Canada, Statistics Canada fills a virtual basket with about 700 of goods and services that Canadians typically buy. Each month, it adds up the cost and tracks the month to month change in prices. Although it is not a perfect measurement tool, the CPI captures the average shopping experiences of Canadians. The basket includes food, shelter, transportation, household expenses, furniture and appliances, apparel, medical and personal care, sports, travel, education, and leisure, as well as alcohol and tobacco. Each of these items is given a weight, and it depends on how much a typical household spends on that item. For example, the weight of food and shelter is typically more than personal care. That is because we spend more on groceries and rent than on haircuts. So, an increase in price for items with a greater weight has a larger effect on the average household's cost of living. The Bank of Canada uses CPI as an indication, and they aim to keep inflation within the range of 1 to 3%. According to the data, the Bank of Canada has managed to keep inflation within the target range of 1 to 3% before 2000, with minor spikes and dips here and there. However, since COVID 19, there was a period of deflation in 2020, followed by a steep spike of inflation at the beginning of 2021. At one point in 2022, the inflation rate was at 8.1%. What causes inflation? Inflation can be caused by excess money supply. A country's money supply can be increased by the monetary authorities, such as the Bank of Canada, when they print and give away money to citizens. For example, what the government did by providing benefits and subsidies during COVID reduced the value of the currency, purchased the government bonds from commercial banks, and add funds to their bank reserve. Inflation can happen when the demand for goods and services exceeds the economy's ability to produce them. For example, when the demand for new vehicles recovered more quickly than anticipated from its sharp dip at the beginning of COVID, a supply shortage of semiconductors made it difficult for the automotive industry to keep up with its demands. The subsequent shortage of new vehicles resulted in a spike in prices of both new and used vehicles. It also happens when the price of input goods and services go up and increases the price of the final goods and services. For example, when commodity prices go up, such as the oil price or the cost of energy, and industrial companies are forced to consider price increases that would be passed on to the end consumer. Conversely, deflation happens when the economy supplies more goods and services than what the people want or needs. The effects of inflation. The most obvious impact of inflation is that it hurts your purchasing power. You will not be able to buy as many goods and services as you did before, and your quality of living will eventually diminish. As prices for essentials increase, it causes you to allocate more of your budget towards essentials resulting in you saving less money than usual. If you're not able to save as much as you used to, you may be less prepared for financial emergencies and being forced to rely on costly credit card or loans to pay for unexpected bills. Even if you have money saved up, the decrease in purchasing power means that your emergency fund might not last long enough to cover a financial crisis during an inflationary period. There will be loss of goods and services. Consumers will spend money on essential goods and services like groceries and gas. So while these industries do well during inflationary times, some businesses are left devastated as consumers stop spending on what they don't need. High inflation can make life especially hard for those whose income does not keep up with rising prices, such as pensioners or those with low income. How to survive inflation. Create a budget and stick to it. If you have not seen my video on how to budget, be sure to check it out. Reassess your spending habits and find ways to reduce your expenses, such as buying items when they're on sale, or maybe stock up on the essentials with long shelf life or no expiration date, such as laundry detergent, toilet paper, or paper towel. It is great to keep an eye out on the weekly or monthly deals that major supermarkets have or from places that you shop often. Maximize on loyalty and reward programs. Personally, for me, I sign up for free reward programs and steer clear from the ones that require you to pay an upfront fee to join, unless you're really worth it. Avoid new debt. New debts adds a new monthly payment to your budget and reduces financial flexibility. Be strategic with your savings and invest in safe or low risk options. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in my next video.